mile trip. Plus,
No,
uh,
no, no. It's about 2,000 miles each way, and we're not counting
yeah,
the two trips from Las Vegas. Is it only two trips from Las Vegas up to pick up Board King. So I think it's around 4,500 miles. And since
yeah.
I started the show there, good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for the first time in a couple of weeks because, stuff. Like a convention. Hello there, S. Vaughn, who I got to have time with. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling better? He was not well the last day. And we wound up going to an Italian place, which was decent. Not fabulous, but it was definitely decent. Nothing to write home about, but it was around the corner. It was fun. It was close. Never been there. I try and go to a new restaurant every time I go out, and of course I got to go to what was the name of it, Graz?
Uh, Brahms in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Brahms. Yeah, got to go there and eat yummy burgers and ice cream. One of the highlights of the trip. Ooh. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, Esvon apparently was sick on his trip home. I am so sorry to hear that. I actually woke up the last morning. No, the last day I was heading home. I got into Topeka, Kansas, of all places, and I was sick. I'm like, no, I am not spending an extra day in Topeka. I don't care what it costs me. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to drink some water and some juice, get some soup, and I am going home tomorrow if it's the last thing I do. When fortunately by morning I was feeling a lot better, but something got me. But not as bad as it got you, I think. But it was an interesting convention, but the trip out there from Indianapolis to Oklahoma City to Albuquerque to Vegas was a lot more pleasant than the return trip, which was Vegas, um, Silverthorne, Colorado, which for all practical purposes is fail. And then the last stop was, as I said, Topeka, Kansas. Well, greetings. It's LVDNA Productions, which I'm going to say I do not know who that is. Who are you?
Who do you think, Mom?
Oh, hi. You've changed names.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm home. I'm home at last. Started back with the show this morning. And I've been just a busy bee all day sending people notes about the convention and stuff like that. Death!
I see.
Greetings, Death. How are you? Death has joined us in the other chat. I'm switching glasses though. But yeah, I'm really glad to be home. I will say that. It's definitely cooler here. It's 80 degrees. It's been raining. Apparently, we have had torrential rains while I was gone. We have flooding. So if you check the news and you look at Indiana flooding, I'm fine, but a lot of people are not fine. I mean, it was somebody got
I
swept
know
away.
for the first 2 days when you was in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
my power went out
Ooh,
at my house.
wow, that's not good. Yeah, apparently where I am and where my son is, everything was fine, but in between, a lot of the places are just devastated. And then to the northeast, because it's in the lowlands near the rivers just went way over the banks, and then some. And then at the same time, I'm reading that Lake Powell is at record lows. Guys, we could help with that. We can just send some of our water to you, and all would be good because our reservoir is filled up, our lakes are filled up, our ponds are filled up, our rivers are filled up, and we got plenty to spare. Bring your trucks, you can have it. But as a result of all this, the road that I usually take to go to class is down to one lane. So at the last minute, or at the last minute, I decided not to go to class because I hadn't found out for sure we are going to have class, and that construction was going to put me back by about half an hour. So no class Monday, but I will go to class Wednesday. GalaxyCon coming up the weekend after next. Okay, so I'm going to say from a Star Trek Online point of view, it was not a great convention. Yeah, we talked to a bazillion people. A lot of people came over to our booth and we chit chatted. Probably 90% have already played the game, enjoyed it, but don't play anymore because reasons. I get that. we all have our reasons. Some got burned out. Most just, decided to get married and have kids and stuff like that. How dare they? When the game's 16 years old, though, that's actually really reasonable. And so it had been my thought to maybe not do Star Trek next year, or if I go to Star Trek, just go for other reasons, but not for Stowe. But instead to see if I can find local conventions and go do those instead. So if you know of local conventions in your area, wherever your area may be, because it's my excuse to take vacations.
You already know my location.
Yeah, but I don't know of any conventions there.
Once I know, I can let you know.
I may put together something online, and if you know of a convention location, can put it out there. Maybe share different people who can afford to go to some of the smaller conventions as running booths might be interested in doing what I did. And after all, I still have the computers. I could loan them out.
Con in Norman.
Pardon?
There's a con in Norman, Oklahoma called CenterCon.
Huh.
Hey, you're just say, hey, more Brahms ice cream for you.
Yep, that's not going to be a negative, though. Next time I'm going to try the chicken sandwich because the burger was good. But the guy said he liked the chicken sandwich, so I definitely have to go give that a try.
Thanks, Mom.
One of the adventures was the first 2 nights of the convention. First night I got there at 4 o'clock, checked into my hotel, and immediately went to the convention center to start getting everything out of the car and inside. It's 114 degrees. The sun is still up, and everything has to come out of the cart and start getting assembled. And thank you to the people at Cherry Tree Computers, because I was trying to put up the back display for my booth, and I just couldn't do it. It was falling into their stuff, so they just came over, put it up for me. Amazing. They didn't give me a free computer, but they did put up my booth for me. But it still took till 10 at night. Out to the car, back in, out to the car, back in, out to the car, back in. And if you saw the picture, ooh, mysterious dark liquid. Gee, I wonder what we're going to have, Graz. I wonder what the mysterious dark liquid is. So while I was there, I got a bottle from Graz of Prairie Wolf coffee liqueur, which is my mysterious dark liquid. And I was going to buy ice cream today, but I did. Ooh, that smells good. All right, we are having us a pour of mysterious dark liquid. All right, here we go. This is coffee liqueur. And I was saying it's probably going to be amazing over ice cream. And it smells like it's going to be amazing. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so good. Did you try it, Grass?
Oh, yes. I've had several bottles.
Wow, it is so smooth and so coffee. It's got enough alcohol to be nice and pleasantly warm, but it's also sweet. Oh, that is good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, yum, yum. Not great. Now I have to go buy ice cream. Thanks, Graz. I have to go get some more ice cream.
Am I sorry?
No, not at all.
No.
I was going to buy some today while I was at Target, but it's Target. It's not great ice cream. And I'm starting to get in line to check out. The guy in front of me says, "Oh, you've only got one thing. You can go in front of me." I'm like, "Thanks." Now I can't stand in line and look at the candy bars or the ice cream that's in the end booth. And he goes, "Oh, I saved you all those calories. Just think of it that way." Grumble, 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 grumble. Jokingly, of course. But yeah, the convention was really interesting, and since S. Vaughn was there, he might have his opinion. But the number of people who were there, they were sold out. It was over 6,000 people attending. And I don't know how well the panels were attended. My guess is they probably were pretty busy because the entire vendor room would pretty much empty out for the hour and a half, 2 hours that the big panels were going on, and then that would fill back in. And then it would completely empty out, and then it would fill back in. So they must have had some good panels, but they did have James Cromwell there. They had Scott Bakula there, and they had John Rhys Davies, and the lines for those three were crazy. But I did take my family portrait of everybody from TNG and got Michael Dorn to sign it. And he said, "Oh, none of us like this picture." Well, that's too darn bad. I do.
So the value of said picture has gone up now.
Yeah, I could go take a look for it. Give me a second here. It's back at the framers at the moment. Let's see. La 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 la. No, it really hasn't gone up in value much. It's maxed out, but apparently. Oh, it's because there's lithographs of it too. Oh, this particular one, it doesn't give a value of it. I'm trying to find this one. I may have to take it to an appraiser to get it valued at this moment. So there are other ones that are, depending on who signs them, start at like 800 to 1500, but it's not this particular one.
$1 million.
Don't I wish? Don't I wish? And while I was gone, while I was in Topeka, I did not play the lottery because I wasn't feeling well. So I got what I ate, just kind of lay in bed going, and then went, the lottery's at $1 billion. I should go get a ticket. And I felt so bad that I refused to get out of bed, even for $1 billion. And, which is fine because I didn't win it, somebody else did. The other upcoming big convention is in San Francisco in November, Fan Expo. I wouldn't have much opinion on STLV. I was at your booth half the time. Yes, you were, weren't you? Yay! Oh, you're welcome at our booth. That stuff is good. King Boo, my weekend was quiet because it was raining. It forced me to actually empty everything out of my car. I got home late Thursday night, and my dogs were like, "No, you're not leaving." And I said, "Well, I'm going to go to the farmer's market Saturday." And they're like, "No, no, 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 no." And they brought the rain, so I could not go to the farmer's market on Saturday. So the dogs were happy because I got to stay home for 2 days. It also meant by Sunday I had no groceries in the house. So I did get groceries.
At least if your fridge had decided to give up the ghost, nothing went bad.
Hello, Brewster Buffalo. How are you? But I'm back. Nothing exciting happened, I guess, while I was gone. Did anything exciting happen? I see the new event started. I'm not particularly thrilled with the new event. Just because it's
You're not?
it's 4 TFOs. There's not a lot of options. I like that there's 2 ground, 2 space. That's nice. But I like when they do something like when they did the DSCs. That was really nice in the last one. I loved having that as an option. And Bordicus was at the convention. He stopped by a couple of times, and that was one thing we kind of talked about, has been the response to the DSCs. Not everybody likes them, but a lot of people are really enjoying them, and a lot of people loved having that as an option in the latest event.
Also, doing that little mission that the Amulet Coins Office gives you adds a little extra endeavor points.
Oh yeah. Well, the DSCs, the wrapper, I did the math with Citalia, and if I figured it out right, you can get like 1.5 complete perk points every day if you do the wrapper mission and the universal. I'm going to scroll back up here. Brewster says having computer issues. Turns out it was outdated firmware causing random crashes. Yeah, that happens more than I'd like to think. S says, Scott Bakula liked my Section 31 jacket, which was totally cool. I only really went for Bakula and Jerry Ryan. Did you go to see Jerry Ryan? I don't remember that. Garrett was just an added bonus, as was Bruce Greenwood. I would have loved to have talked to Bruce Greenwood. Greenwood was actually really cool to talk to and be around. King Boo confirms the storm was right over his house. Thunder shook my bed. I was playing a nice cozy game and darn near jumped out of my skin. Yeah, the first crash of thunder on Saturday morning was amazing. The dogs were scared. I was scared. We were all scared. And the dogs were very happy to just lie in bed with me. And hey, that's fun. You can have some of our terrible weather. But it's nice today. So we'll take it.
I would love to have a good old-fashioned thunderstorm.
It was an impressive thunderstorm Saturday morning. I mean, we don't usually get thunderstorms in the morning because, Midwest, you got to wait for the heat to build up in the cold front and it does that thing. But nope. This was a big butt thunderstorm that came through. And it lasted for like 4 hours.
Wow.
Which helps to explain why everything flooded. My house didn't flood. Where I am didn't flood, but I'm not looking forward to 2 weeks from now when the mosquitoes start coming out. So one of my things at the grocery store was a new container of bug spray.
It was like, God, please let the freeze come soon.
No. It's only August. Please don't let the freeze come. I still have so much yard work to do.
I know, but I'm saying
For
to
the
get rid
mosquitoes?
of the insects.
Yeah. Mosquitoes and ticks, please no. So let's see. Got to talk to Borticus. Got to talk to Esfon. Got to talk to Graz. Got to talk to Mr. Dave. Spent a lot of time with Board King. We actually went up to Valley of Fire, which wasn't
Nice.
Valley of Fire is where they filmed Generations. Yeah, I know, Pulu. I'm finally back. And so, the scene on the top of the rock where they've got the bridge thing that falls down and kills Kirk, that scene, you can climb to that. It is... I have no idea how they filmed up there. I mean, okay, I'm a little old, but I'm not that old, and it was killing me. And apparently they were doing this in like 110-degree weather, and the actors are wearing wool uniforms. I'm thinking that had to have been horrible. Because Board King and I made it up to almost the peak, and we both were like, nope, we're good. We're totally good. Don't need to do this anymore. As Fawn says, I'm glad whenever it rains, although the one brief rainstorm in Vegas felt like I was taking a warm shower. Hot rain is a thing I never want to experience again. Yep, I can see that. Just call it liquid sunshine like they do in Hawaii. So that was my 2 weeks in a nutshell. Apulu. I drove back from Las Vegas through Utah, then through Colorado, stayed at Silverthorne on day one, and then through Denver. And oh my God, the traffic is still as bad as it was last time I went through there. And that was like 5 years ago. No, more than that, 6 years ago. It's like Illinois. It's always under construction.
It's like Oklahoma City.
I don't know about Oklahoma City because, I kind of skirted around it and got straight on to where we were.
Well, pretty much you were on I-35, I-40, I-35.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I-40. Oh, no, 44, 35, 40. So pretty much you didn't have to deal with any of the construction areas.
Yeah, I think maybe in one spot there was a lane closed for like a couple 100 feet, and that was it the whole time.
Yeah.
Coming back from through Colorado, though, that is the most exhausting drive through Utah. It's gorgeous. It's all high desert. Yeah, you're going up and you're going down. Then you get to Colorado and you're going up and down, but you're going sideways, and there's S-curves and there's long things. You have to go through mountains, and then you climb up some more, and then you climb down some more and up some more. By the time I got to where I was staying, which is Silverthorne, which, as I said, you might as well consider as being Vail, it was 50 degrees. It was 114 when I left that morning. and I'm scrambling to find a pair of pants. I had no jacket or anything long sleeve. And it's just like, what's the closest place to eat? Oh, there's a ramen house right here. I'm going to go eat some of the averagest ramen I've ever eaten and go jump back in bed so I can get out of this first thing in the morning. That said, it's freaking beautiful. The mountains, especially when I got past Denver and I'm down on the plain outside of it, stopped and turned around, and you just see these huge mountains coming out of nowhere. That is amazing. And then you remind yourself you just drove through those. I think next time I'm just going to stick to going the southern route both ways. And there's
No northern passage for you.
Pardon?
No northern passage for you.
Well, maybe more northern. There is a different route that's even further northern. I really don't find good ethnic food in Colorado. Yeah, I was there one day. It doesn't count. Weirdly enough, Vegas has amazing ethnic food. Maybe not the Italian place on the second night, but the first Italian place was good. And I went to my favorite fast food place, which is called the Taco Stand, which I realize is not the best name. But the other place that's got good tacos is called Tacos and Beer. Again, not brilliant marketing, but really good at the two things they advertise. The Taco Stand is a mom and pop stand that has turned into a brick and mortar restaurant. It has some of the best Mexican food I've ever eaten. Very authentic and huge
I like
portions.
the marketing. Very simplistic.
Yeah, and they were smart.
We
They
have
put
tacos, we have beer.
Yeah. Well, the taco stand is in the middle of there's an apartment building there, but the rest of it is kind of industrial, so I'm sure they get a lot of, just workers coming in and out for lunch. And now go ahead.
Well, you said that Vegas has a lot of good ethnic.
Yeah, they do.
Well, okay. Now keep in mind this is my assumption here,
Hmm.
but you have a lot of tourists coming
Yep.
into Vegas.
Hmm.
Pretty much a lot of people, locals as well.
Yeah.
So and these tourists are, yeah, you have when I say local tourists, I mean from the U.S.,
Yeah.
but you have also international tourists
Yeah. Absolutely.
as well. So the thing is, you have a lot of people coming in, and it's like some of them are kind of, I'm going to say, picky,
Oh yeah.
but the drive for people drawing people in is high. Uh,
Well, on the same street as the taco stand, there is a section that is locally called Chinatown, and next to that was a whole bunch of good Korean restaurants. And then stick into the middle of that Tout le Jour, which is one of my favorite French pastry shops, but it's a Japanese owned and run French pastry shop. And they don't open very early. They open like at 7:30 or 8, which is way too late in my opinion. Then I found out they stay open till midnight. So it's like, okay, I can get food on the way home. So there's definitely a kind of shift from workers being 5 in the morning to 3 for food to now they deal a lot more with, I'm thinking, tourists, which is 8 till midnight, which is what a lot of these restaurants were doing. I did not find a Thai place. I'm sure there's plenty. We found Mexican, we found steakhouses, we found ramen houses. In fact, the ramen house that I like to go to here, turns out that they also have it in Vegas, but I figured I can eat that here. That's not very exciting. And of course, we went to our favorite pizza place with Borg King and Mr. and Mrs. DT, and to my favorite Italian place with 47 Alpha Tango. But I still try and find one new place every time, and our new Italian place is, it's food. It was definitely food. It wasn't bad food, it just was not inspired.
Not landing your quotes on any box blur.
It was hot, it was relatively fast, it was not horribly expensive.
Hmm. Still
and filling.
not scratching the marketing itch.
Pulu, next time I go through Colorado, I'm going to go via, come up from Albuquerque, Santa Fe, up that way, Colorado Springs, etc. Because I haven't done that for like 30 years. And it'd be a nice route to take. I have a vague acquaintance in Santa Fe, which is a friend of my sister's. And one, I'm sure she'll have no idea who I am, but she ran a restaurant, so maybe she still does, and I can drop in and say, "Hi, you don't remember me? I'm Karen's sister. I was in your wedding." It's been a long time.
Yep.
And her husband was the first
So-
person to buy me a drink because I was 13. And he doesn't remember that, so that's okay too.
Hmm.
It was a long time ago. Boo goes, "What now?" Yep. After the rehearsal for my sister's wedding, we all went out to a bar. I was the only person underage. I did not look underage. I got a drink. Good evening, Mar Hockman.
Hey, y'all.
So, any questions about the convention that anybody might have? It was, oh yeah, I was drinking underage. At that point, 8 years. A few years later, it became 18. As soon as I turned 18, they raised it back up to 21. So, I was entitled to that drink, Apollo. Did I get my poster signed? I most certainly did, Maywin. I got it signed, and I got Jonathan Del Arco to sign my book. So, woo!
Yeah, the pictures I saw, it looked like people were having a lot of fun, even if it was not like the biggest convention, but it was still had enough that people.
It was sold out. 6,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. The vendor room was completely full, and they have not been completely full in
Yeah. That was actually
long
one of
time.
the things I was kind of like noticing. But I said that the picture I saw made it look cramped, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's in the big ballroom. They call it the Amazon room. And it is a substantial amount of space, but the past few times we've been there, they've only filled maybe a third to a half of it. And this time, every available space was there. And a couple events, or some things, were put into separate rooms. The Roddenberry Archives used to take their own room up on a different floor, but because it's not really convenient to go from where they have the convention up to the rooms where they have, like the private, what do you want to call it? There's a name for it. It's a vendor suite type thing. No, Swifty, if you're talking about who I think you're talking about, I absolutely did not see that person. I
Why,
saw,
thank you.
yeah, I did see one of my favorite people. Actually, I saw a lot of people, but they all seem super
Mom,
busy. Yeah?
I found out something.
Yes?
Thanks to one of your friends, someone I play with now too. She told me by next month, only 4 more days of the event next
Nice.
month to take
Nice.
my ship. Once I get my ship, I'm not changing. And you know what ship that is?
I know which one you want. Yes.
And me and her talked over like almost an hour on it. So she said, yes, after you finish these this event this month,
Uh-huh.
if we have one next month, you only have to do 4 days.
Yeah.
And then you get able to do your ship. We went through everything.
Yeah. On average, you have to do about 4 to finish it. I mean, 4 of the big events. But if you keep playing every 20 hours, you continue to rack up points for it for the next one. What was I going to say here? Maywin. So because the poster is not inexpensive and it's also a photograph and it was in a car that was in 114-degree heat, and I didn't want to have to take it out and back in and out and back in and out and back in from all the hotels, I did get shades for all of the car windows, so you couldn't see what was in the car as easily, and also cut the heat down. But as soon as I got to Vegas, where I was going to be for multiple days, it went up into my hotel room and stayed there, safe and secure. And then I had to do the, am I going to get signed? Am I not going to get signed? I'm going to get signed. Am I not going to get signed? Finally got it signed. But as I said, I didn't go to any panels. The only person I spoke with at length is Natalia Nogalich. I can't say her last name. But only because I know her from something that's not Star Trek related, and so we always try to catch up when we see each other. That was it. Everybody else was just like, hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? Blah-bitty, blah-bitty, blah. The shades for the car. If you go through Amazon, you should be able to find shades that are specific for each make of car. So the ones that I have for my Sentra snap into position, which is really cool. However, once you open them up, you're never going to get them closed again. So, but fortunately, they're not that big. I mean, they're big, but they're flat. But it really made a difference with the heat, in addition to, not getting everything sun bleached, which was a concern for a lot of things, but it kept the heat down to a tolerable level. Now, I'm not planning to do another convention. I say this, and I'm already talking about doing another convention. So if I say I'm doing STLV again, would somebody please talk me out of it? Please?
I'll give anybody that.
Now, if someone sponsors your,
I am in. If somebody's throwing money at me to go do that, I am in.
Pretty much, especially if they're doing hey, we're gonna go ahead and pay a 5-star suite hotel for you.
Oh, I don't care about the hotel. The hotel was amazingly inexpensive, wonderful. I'm going to recommend this. This is the Hilton Grand Resorts, and the name of the specific one was the Desert Retreat or something like that. It was about a mile away from the Rio. It was off the strip. It was like your own condominium. It had your own kitchen, fridge, dishes, plates, cookware, washer, dryer, amazingly comfortable bed, great shower, soaking tub, huge closet space. And it was like $100 a night, maybe less.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heartily recommend it. I think the Rio is going at over $400 a room for the convention.
Yeah, that there is no way I would even think about going there at that price.
Maywin says Hilton brought their prices down recently. That would explain a lot. But that was a great price and a great place to stay, and it was only 2 stories tall, so you didn't have to get elevators. If you want to stay there and you don't want to be in the strip itself, it was really nice.
That is actually one of those things that I've heard with some of those places, is that there's like a certain area of town where everything is just marked up because it's supposedly the ritzy part of town. And then there's this like street that's like 1 block over where everything's like half price because it's just not.
I will not say this was the fanciest part of town, because the night that I was coming back from dinner with 47 Alpha Tango, I had to stop and get gas, and there was a 7-Eleven there, and kind of went on to alert, so you're filling up the gas tank, but I've locked the car doors. I don't normally do that, and I've got my keys in my fingers just in case I have to stab at anybody in the face or anything like that. But I get inside the 7-Eleven because I've only just had a big wonderful meal and I really needed a cookie. So I get a cookie, and the guy's like, do you have one of our coupons? No. He goes, I'll give it to you for that price anyway. Okay. Then get out to my car very cautiously. But yeah, the place itself, pretty good security. You had to swipe in to get into it during non-working hours. May, when your daughter works for them, good for her. That was a really good event, or a really good hotel. And I stayed exclusively at Hilton's because I've got the Hilton's card, and they picked up 2 nights at my hotel, so I'm not going to say no to them. So chain you to your house if I talk about doing STLV again. Yeah, pretty much, please. Please. Just because, unless I can find a way to take the dogs with, if I could ship everything out there and it's just me and the dogs driving, that would be okay. But being away from them for 2 weeks was a project.
Oh,
And
wow.
I bought so much stuff that we never wound up using, like the computers. Only 2 people went to the computers and they just wanted to check in and make sure their game was up to date. That was it. So that was my Vegas adventure. I'm glad to be home.
So I guess that this wasn't one of the kind of events where they actually had giveaways.
No, they did not have any giveaways. That would have been nice. We had kind of chatted about that in advance, but that didn't happen.
I do have to say that the devs actually had some pretty good giveaways from some of the events.
Oh yeah, they would have had to come up with something kind of new though, because everything that has been a giveaway from conventions has also been a giveaway in game. So they'd have to do something new, and there really isn't much to do that's new.
Well, like, cause like some of the giveaways that they did were things that it wasn't like a year or two later that you had some other way of getting them in the game.
Yeah, usually it tends to be somebody joined us. Maywin joined us. It let's see.
Like the holographic TOS crew.
Exactly. That's the kind of thing that I would have thought would have been a good giveaway. But like I said, most of the people who came to the booth already were players. A lot were lapsed players, and so we spend the whole time talking about what's been going on and all the changes that have been made. Because we know what's going on because we play the game a lot. But if you've stepped away from the game, how do you learn what's changed in it if you don't go looking for that?
See, one of the things that I came to realize while I was doing the a Foundry Roundtable podcast is
Mhm.
that there's a lot of people who their idea of like the proper way to play Star Trek online is basically it's like log in for 5 minutes or like play it for one day whenever they feel like playing a Star Trek game, and that's about it. Because like that was there was a significant part of the Foundry community who didn't really play much of the game outside the Foundry. It's like one of the things that we would do on the Foundry Roundtable is talking about the way that the Star Trek Online story works because of the fact that we would actually have people doing Foundry missions who they were familiar with the source material in the TV series, but didn't actually know what the Star Trek Online story was because they'd never played it,
Right.
especially for the KDF side, because of the fact that, as the devs have mentioned in their infographics, the majority of people who play Star Trek Online have never played anything other than a 2409 Federation character.
Right. Right. Oops.
But also, is
Some
that
people
another
just
thing that,
don't
that,
like
that you
Klingon.
see? A
Yeah.
lot of the thing you see in a lot of those infographics, though, is that they actually showed that there is a significant part of the Star Trek Online player base that literally only has one character.
Yep. Yep. I I can attest to that. I know some players who've been in it for a long time and have one Fed and one Klingon. That's it. As opposed to the god awful number I've got way too many of them.
But like that,
I've got a
like
friend who
that's
has one of each faction. That's it.
One of each
that's
species,
what
one of
I
each
would
faction.
that's what I would count as like a true casual player, though, is that someone who maybe logs in like once a week or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because like that's like someone like me who like realistically I don't play more than like 30 minutes a day, maybe less, but I'm someone who has a plan when they do this. I'm not just logging in to look at things for however long. I actually have a plan, and I'm not just there.
Yeah, it's pretty much called maintaining.
Yeah. Most of the
You do your daily stuff, you do your little things, you do your R&D, you do your admiralties, you do your duty officer stuff, then you log out. That's all you're doing.
so the people who were at the convention weren't even doing maintenance on their games because, to my mind, the people who went to the convention went for a couple of reasons, but one of them is they were there to get stuff, be that autographs, pictures, merchandise. They were there to buy. So that is the vast majority. A lot of these people were carrying wagons behind them of the stuff they were buying or getting autographed. And not little wagons, big wagons filled with stuff, or they were carrying bags. So I'm going to say more than 70% definitely had money to spend, but at the same time, they had money to spend, I think, because they worked like full time.
Well, that's actually one of those things that I've come to realize about conventions is that a lot of the people who go to conventions are people who, shall we say, have the budget to go to
Yeah,
conventions.
especially for this one. This one wasn't cheap. I don't know what tickets were going for, but
Why I used to go to Shore Leave and Balticon only, and that was it.
Because like
Because it
when
was in
I
neighborhood.
would
yeah,
when I was talking with Drogan about the conventions when he was doing it, it's like that was basically like the biggest like budget thing he would do in his year. Is like going to the convention. It was like something he would literally have to save up for the entire year.
oh, absolutely. I mean, back when I just used to go to anime conventions, I had to save the entire year, and I had a decent job too, but it was still room, travel, time off of work, and budget for buying stuff. And obviously, it's the same for a big convention like this. But when the tickets to get in for one of the nice but not super fancy packages is $1,500, you're going to be there for 6 days. That's called $400 a night for hotel. Now you're at $5,000. You have to budget for food and budget for stuff. Realistically, $7,500 to $10,000 if you're going in, and not going super fancy.
Yeah, depending on how big the convention is,
Yeah.
depends on how big the hotel that they need. Which the bigger the hotel, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah. Well, usually the Rio's not that bad, but it was bad this year. So the anime convention I used to go to, which is Anime Central in Chicago, technically in Park Ridge, but yeah, we'll say Chicago or Rosemont, whichever. Um, there are 4, maybe 5 hotels within walking distance of the convention center, and while I know they don't price fix, the rates are all about the same. Whether you're staying at the Hyatt, the Embassy Suites, they're all in the $200 to $300 a night range. They are not cheap.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the financial version of form follows function. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
6 businesses with the same expenses are probably going to have the same price for the same good.
Well, that's not true outside of convention time. But during the convention, you will probably spend about the same amount at any of those hotels. If you want to save some money, there are some other chain hotels 2 miles down the street.
Yeah, but then there's that whole thing of going back and forth constantly. It
Exactly,
gets old
especially when
real
there's
quick.
very limited parking that's available. So you would see hundreds of people in cosplay walking the 2 miles from whatever the heck hotel it is, a couple miles down, up to this hotel and back.
Yeah.
You can always tell when it's anime time because you can tell when it's anime time.
Well, I mean, like with certain of those, it's like a migration of geese, where it's just like this like column of people, where it's just like the traffic is like yes, there are people.
Yeah, fortunately, that's a convention that's primarily on the weekend, so you get there Thursday night, and most of the events are Friday through Sunday, versus this, which was did it start on no, it started on Tuesday night, so it was Tuesday through Sunday, and honestly, that's a day too long, possibly 2 days too long. But Creation has really limited the number of events that they're doing. They've got more little events going on, but on the Star Trek focused one, I think they only have 2, which is Vegas and Philadelphia, I think. But it's those 2 versus they used to have more than that. They dropped their Chicago one. Now it's a Creation convention, and it's everything. Supernatural, Vampire Diaries, Star Trek, whatever else they do conventions for. And no, thank
To
you.
be honest, with some of those things, I think the logic behind it is that the people running the convention have concluded that they need to have X number of people manning booths for the convention to be a success, and that they need to diversify if they're going to actually get enough people to man booths for the event.
I don't think that's true because it's a flat rate for them for the booth.
Hmm.
Yes, they have to get X much space from the convention center, so whether it's 30% of room or 50% of room, they're probably paying for the entire room. But we have to sign up for those booths 6 months in advance, so they have a really good idea of how much space they're going to have to negotiate with the hotel. And there's nothing else going on at the time that we're there. So, if more people want to have booths, they could find a way to put them there if they want to.
You need those diverse cons to serve some of the more obscure fandoms, I suppose.
Yeah, this year,
It won't be much of a, I don't know, Sequest convention.
I'd
That
go
that
to a
is actually
Sequest convention. I don't know who's alive to
that
attend
that
it,
is
but
actually there's actually one of the benefits to having one where it's kind of sort of like whoever feels like setting up a booth is that I have actually heard of people setting up a booth for something as esoteric and archaic as, say, SWAT cats, where it's like they're at a convention that's kind of sort of like a general, like, whatever anime sort of convention type thing, and then like this one group over here has a booth for SWAT cats. This other one has some other TV show, and it's just like you're not going to have a full convention just for that one TV show.
well, that's true. There's like STLV is not Star Trek Las Vegas. They can't call it that anymore, which means you could go in with your niche whatever, and as long as if you're selling stuff, you need to have a permit to sell in Las Vegas, or sorry, in Nevada, and you have to have a tax number. That is it. That's the requirement. If it says Star Trek on it, you have to have permission from Paramount. That's it. That is the
Uh,
only
uh,
requirement.
the old official merch concept,
Yeah,
and but nothing else.
right. So if I wanted
Okay.
to sell my Star Trek cookbook, which I don't have a Star Trek cookbook, but let's say I did, I'd have to get Paramount to okay it. We could not sell the book that we wrote and have on Amazon. We can tell them it's on Amazon. We can show them the book, but we cannot sell it while we're there
Okay.
because it
This is
says Star
actually one of
Trek.
those things where what I've heard of several anime sort of convention things where they have a obviously inspired by sort of thing
Yep.
that's not officially named
Right.
what it's obviously inspired by.
Yeah. Hence the title of our book is the unofficial Gamer's Guide.
Hmm.
Because we are distancing ourselves from that, so there's no doubt. And I will say, if Paramount is so desperate they want the $12 we made last year, I will be happy to give that to them. I don't. They're not
Well,
that desperate at the moment. Though.
what you do is you draw a picture of Armus getting punched in the face, and then you call your book the Tar Wreck Cookbook.
Well, the cover of our two books are two different bridges. We've got my bridge, and we've got a different player's bridge for the other one because the second book was actually written by a different player. That's it.
Only the first one was by you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're in the process of writing 3 and 4, potentially 5. Now that I'm home and I'm not doing any more conventions, because you guys aren't going to let me do any more conventions, thank you very much.
That all I need to know.
Subject to change. Though next year is the 40th anniversary of TNG. Yeah, maybe I'd go out for one day. Darkthorn's already working on his costume. Maybe I'll cosplay. I haven't cosplayed in forever.
Oh, I mean, honestly, with Star Trek cosplay, going as a random human crewman is pretty easy on it.
You can, but if you're going to do it, do it. So I've got the pink suit from that season 1 TNG episode, which the name eludes me. The Big Goodbye. I have the pink suit. I have the red wig.
Where would I get some of those ridiculous onesies that they wear when they're not in uniform?
Do you know they sell those?
Uh,
People were
There,
wearing
there,
them.
there are actually quite a lot of outfits that do aftermarket, unofficial, or even official knockoff
Yeah.
costumes.
Some of them are exquisite. There's one guy on Etsy based out of Taiwan, and my first thought is, ew, Taiwan. And somebody showed me the costume that he made. It was custom made based on his measurements. This thing fit him like a glove. Extremely nice sewing, beautiful linings. Every seam was perfect. The alignment was great. I'm impressed. It was a fantastic job of sewing.
And then when you look into how the thing was actually made, you're like, oh, so that's why it was so easy. Okay, then.
Being enough of a seamstress to look at this, that's an amazing piece of work. He had to have figured out because Star Trek costumes use some really interesting seaming, which did get into a whole argument there, but especially in TNG and in the Monster Maroons, there is some really intricate detail work, and you can tell when it's a professionally made costume versus homespun, even with good seamstresses, because I'm a good seamstress and I'm not that good. What was I going to say on costumes? There were some interesting cosplays. There's this one couple of guys who always comes through doing stuff from either Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds, and it's always original and inspired. I like the original stuff. People get really clever with their ideas, things not necessarily in the show. And you're looking at going, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then they finally tell you what it is. And, oh, dang, that's good.
I mean, I have actually seen people that do things that are as trivial and mundane as dressing up as an Orion pirate crew.
Yep. There were.
But like not named characters, just random Orion
Yeah,
pirates.
exactly. Board King.
Not really trivial having to put all that green paint on.
To be honest, that's actually one of the things about that particular crew that was one of the most amusing things is because of the fact that they weren't doing the whole like bikini outfits.
Yeah.
They were doing something that was more like proper like Star Trek pirate outfits. So that they only had to do like green paint for like their face and a few other parts of their body, not all of it.
For those of you who want to know, there was a lady there who is doing a kind of casual tutorial on how to do proper makeup to be green. And after she was done, I said, or just bear with me, you can dye your hair green like I did and then go stand in the shower and your body will be green for 3 days.
That is actually one of those things that I've heard of someone doing for cosplay stuff because they were going to a convention and planning on being that color for several days.
Yeah, you have to do it for several days. It's not coming off easily.
But like it was essentially just like taking a bath in food dye.
Yep, that's pretty much what it is.
Imagine going to work. Imagine going to work before the day before.
So I've got a story about
Officer,
that too.
why are you green?
And by the way, Ryan Snake, hi. So, first convention I went to, I needed to dye my hair black, but I didn't want it to be permanent. So I got a temporary hair dye to turn my hair black. And after the convention, I was playing Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist, in case you were curious. I went and washed my hair, and it went purple. And I had a job interview the next day. This is before purple was fairly normal. But I get in there, and the interviewer's like, and I'm like, okay, anime convention, did my hair black, supposed to come out with one wash. It does not come out with one wash. It doesn't come out with 5 washes. Okay, I didn't get the job.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So when
anime convention. I mean, she's going to ask for a lot of time off.
The most recent job interview I did, though, I went in with blue, purple, and pink hair. And my boss's only comment was, could you maybe zhuzh it up a little bit more because it looks like it's fading out? Sure, no problem. I can zhuzh it as much as you want me to.
I did look at some of the things about the convention in Las Vegas this year.
Yeah.
Seemed to be fairly calm this year.
Nothing
A
stupid
lot of
happened. That
people,
was
but fairly calm.
it, it,
Sorry.
it was amazingly not stupid. Um, I know Kel posted a picture of our booth, or Jeremy did. One of them did. Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was where I basically stayed the whole time. So I took maybe one or two walks around the entire place. There were a lot of small tables, which were groups that ran fleets for Star Trek, but not Star Trek Online. And they did a lot of community works. There were fundraisers for charities, feeding the homeless, things like that. And I thought that was an amazing thing that, they get together and do Star Trek stuff to actually help people.
Hmm.
Absolutely inspiring. And then
People
we'll get it.
talking about getting signatures and everything, and a lot of people start to realize these past couple years that the TNG cast ain't getting any younger.
Nope, they're not. Nope,
You want to get your
Oh, I
signature, you
mean,
better get it now.
none of them are getting younger.
there's been a lot of them that have died off. It's like, to be honest, the one that caught people by off guard the most was Anton Yelchin.
I'm sorry, say the name
But
again?
Yeah,
Anton Yelchin.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
That was an
nobody
accident,
expected that.
Like he
Zeke
was
did.
even getting old. But
Zeke
he's still
did.
dead.
They knew all about that flaw before he died, and they still didn't recall until after he died.
Jeez.
Because
It's
it
one of
takes
those.
somebody super rich to die for them to start. Oh crap, we better hurry. We better fix
It
this.
Yeah.
really wasn't that simple. It was one of those things where they wanted, where they. What's the best way to put this? They
I
thought
worked
it
for a
wasn't
Jeep
as
dealership
bad as
at
it
the time.
actually was.
Woo.
I worked for a Jeep dealership at the time, and yes, it was just they knew it was just as bad as they did. They knew all of this,
Wow.
and they still drug their feet. They actually got fined for dragging their feet
You don't
and
want me to
pulling the
go into
trigger.
people getting fined for dragging their feet and as a result lots of people dying, but because I know things that I'm not going
Oh
to go
yeah,
into. But yeah. Hello, Graz. You just ran into my part of the world there. How are you doing? So the other portion of the people who were there were the Discovery Starfleet Academy people who came in to talk their politics with other people of a similar mindset. It's the best way I'm going to put that. They weren't there for Star
there you
Trek
go.
nostalgia. They weren't there to discuss plots, or scripts, or writing, or acting.
And that's why their show got canceled.
That could be it. Let's see.
Partly. Never mind, the writing was atrocious. The sound engineer needs to be fired.
Yeah, oh boy, I agree with that. So one of the shirts that one of these groups was selling was Star Trek pissing off bigots since 1967. And I pointed out to the person that, Star Trek doesn't really piss off bigots because when they get annoyed, they just don't pay attention to the other thing. They don't care because they're right. They don't pay attention to it. And I'm thinking, here you've got this brilliant opportunity. If you think that what's going on is pointing out where the bigots are, you've got a great opportunity to try and bridge that from the way they're thinking to what could be a more positive socially mindset. Something helpful, something healthy. And one lady's like, it's not our job to educate them.
Firstly, that, and secondly, they do not want that.
Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, but
Those are people who want to be angry at something, and yeah.
My view is, Roddenberry wanted to make people think.
yeah, and that's great.
It's like, yeah, pretty much he was trying to bring up a picture of society and say, hey, take a look at this. Is this wrong? What's right about this? What's wrong about this?
Exactly. It's not just this is wrong, but what's right about this? What's wrong about this? Do you see
Yeah.
this in our life? How do we change it if change is what we want to do? It opens up the conversation.
Well, also, one thing that's very noteworthy about the way that TOS handled a lot of their, shall we say, ethical questions
Mm-hmm.
is that they didn't start from a perspective of telling you what you are required to think about it. They asked questions like, what do you think the right answer is in this scenario?
Ex-
Instead of trying to force feed it to you.
right, and a lot of
Like that one
times,
episode
go ahead.
that with the guys with the with the two colors,
Yeah.
the white and the black.
Hmm.
That one was
Yeah.
like that's one of the shows that's one of the episodes that sticks out to me more than
The
more than all the others, to be honest
the
with you, because
best
that's just so horrible.
the best twist with the Chironians was the fact that they were elitist a-holes who thought anyone who wasn't a Chironian was one step up from being a monkey.
But
Um,
that's
It's like they hated
how,
each other, but they hated anyone who wasn't one of them even more.
yeah, sound like any government we've ever had on Earth before.
sounds like every government
Oh,
we've ever had on Earth.
right.
So I was going to say something about TOS and to an extent TNG is the common refrain that shows up in there. Hey, no, we understand. We were like that. We were like
Yeah.
that. So we totally understand where you're coming from. We have not evolved, but we have changed. And while there is kind of that moral thing of we've become something different, there's also that hopefulness of, yeah, that's how things are right now. But we've changed. It's going to be better. There's that subtle undertone of it's going to be better.
Oh God, like that episode of Strange, the first episode of Strange New Worlds, when he showed them what happened to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, oh,
No, yeah,
and it worked.
the hopefulness was such a big part of TOS TNG. Even DS9, which was very dark, had a lot of that in it. Admiral Kage, I was waxing lyrical about how much I liked the hotel I stayed at in Vegas, and I will not go back there. Not because it wasn't great, because it was great, and I gave them glowing reviews, but they don't let you have animals there, so I can't take my puppies with. I have to rent a house or do something
What?
else. Yeah, it's a pet-free place.
Like Airbnb it next time.
Yep, probably.
Just don't have the cops break down your door like Dave did, and that got us something the other day.
Yeah, no, my big girl is not a happy person with strangers, so I may have to
Why
get
can't you
them.
wreck the house?
Yeah, I may have to find
How
like
would
a
they
puppy
do if they
daycare.
find themselves in a new place?
Well, that would be a. This is why I would go out like a week in advance, so they get used to the place.
Hmm.
And they're more
But
comfortable.
but then it's not just going to a convention. It's like a full on vacation.
Because
That's
I've
cool.
got so much other stuff going on in my life. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, if you have time for it, sure.
I do. I'm retired. I can do stuff I want to. But
But
going to
also it means that you need to have a accommodation that you're actually willing to rent for like 2 weeks.
yeah. Oh, I'm very aware of it. But this was 14 days staying in, or 13 days of staying in hotels. That would be 13 days of staying there. Or, as I was about to say, find a doggy daycare, get them used to being in a doggy daycare, and then, make sure they get there in the morning and are happy and are having a good time. And make sure they can come back with me. It limits my social life, but puppies are more important.
Well, one thing
Could
that
dress them
I
up
have learned
as
about
Arctic Care.
renting stuff that like a Airbnb is that for a lot of them, the easiest way of dealing with it is to schedule it like 6 months ahead of time.
Right. Yeah, I'm already looking at if I go next year, taking them with me, and then instead of trying to do 3 days of driving for 11 hours, which we're not doing again, it would be like a week to get out there, plenty of time to take them out hiking and walking and make the drive more pleasurable for everybody. I will tell you,
It's like
Taking longer to get there.
yep, like as long as I've got a computer, I can check in with the game. I could actually maybe live stream from the road and still have enough time that they can have fun. Because right now they are still pretty much glued to my side. They are not happy every time I have to go outside in the yard for a minute. It's like, are you leaving us again? No, I'm fine. I left you with your boy. You were fine. Admiral Kage
The
says,
boy's
"Oh, we
not
can't stay.
enough.
Yeah, we can't stay at places that don't allow puppies." Well, I was, doing the convention. Working it is I'm gone from 8 till 10 every single day when I'm doing the work stuff. If I'm just going as a tourist, I could be gone for a couple hours.
Hmm.
It's different. But I am.
You'll never leave us again. Never leave
Yeah,
us again.
yeah. At least when I got home, they didn't do like my dog did when I got home from Europe the first time. I left her with my mom and my dad, and they loved her, and they spoiled her rotten. And I walked in the door, and she looks at me and just flicks her head away and goes, "I don't know you." It took days for her to forgive me.
Hmm.
Like, I just won't
Yeah.
even bother because you'll just leave me again.
Yeah. Oh my God. They are so manipulative.
Uh,
But yeah, like I said, I'm retired. I can take a week to drive out there and a week to do the convention and a week to get home.
I forgot who it was. It was an actor, one of the DS9 actors. It wasn't one of the big ones. He was just like one that would come in, every
Hmm.
so often to do a character. Well, he packed up, went to shore leave one year. His
Yeah.
cat got into his suitcase.
Ah!
So when he unzipped his suitcase at the Marriott in
Oh
the
my Lord.
valley, there was his cat. He was like, "Ugh."
Wow.
And I was
Well,
working
I mean,
security at the time, so I had to help him go to
I,
Giant Food to go
Wow.
I,
find cat food and cat litter.
I have actually heard of scenarios where someone was, like packing whatever vehicle to go on a long trip, and it's like a day or two after they leave home, they realize that the cat is actually hiding on one of the shelves in the vehicle,
Yep.
and it's like, and the cat knows that you're going somewhere and has decided to come with you
Yep.
and didn't bother telling you because it's a cat. Why would it tell you?
This is why I packed the
Well,
night
what you
before.
do before you leave your house, you take one of the food bags you have,
Uh
you
huh.
rattle it around a bit, and if one of your suitcases falls over, you know the cat is in there.
I packed
Yeah,
my
that's a
Yeah,
car the
question
night
I
before
always have
so I
with
could.
people who do that.
Yeah.
When you leave, why don't you say about bye to your wait right when you leave? You're not like, "Hi, baby,"
Oh, I
petting
do.
them. I missed
I
you.
do. I gave them lots of TLC. I also left
No,
it.
I mean the people.
I
I mean the people who who end up getting them in their suitcases or in their car. It's like, how do you not notice this before you leave?
to be honest, with a lot of cats, that they will actually just like sleep in suitcases so much that
oh yeah.
it's just natural to them. Was like the cat just knows how to hide in your clothing because it's done that dozens of times before.
Well, my big dog isn't going to hide any place. The little one likes to hide, but she also will sit up on the top of the couch and wait when I'm leaving. So I was able to see both of them, but like I said, packed the night before they had dinner, so I was sure they'd be in for dinner and nice long walk. Next morning, give
That
them
was
their breakfast. Make sure that they're sitting on the couch as I'm leaving. Make sure they don't sneak into the garage.
But
But yeah,
Mom, we want to be with you.
yeah, they knew something was up because the last time I packed that much stuff in the car, we moved a couple of days later, and they thought, yeah, that was traumatic. We moved 3 times. One, two, three. One, two, three. 3 times in 7 months after my husband passed away. So it was just life in boxes for quite a while.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Well, one of the most amusing ones that I heard of was the cat actually climbed into something on the outside of their vehicle as they were packing, and did so after they'd already done all of their final checks, make sure everything was packed,
Yep, yep.
and
No,
because I
that would scare the heck out of me.
it's like it was some sort of a trailer, and it had like
Oh my gosh.
it had some sort of like a canvas covering kind of thing on it, I think it
Oh,
was.
cat
And
okay?
the cat just climbs underneath that.
And then you're driving along. You're driving. You look at the rear view mirror, and there's a cat on top of the thing.
Well, if I remember, what happened is that like they stopped at some point along the road, and then the cat just like pops out of it. It's like, I guess it's time to check out the new environment, and look around the rest stop. And then they just like give this WTF look on their faces. They see the cat standing there next to them.
He's looking at the cat. The cat's like, "What?" That's fun.
So Talia, that was very
That
good.
was when it happened to one of the, when that happened to the actor at shore leave. That was further proof that they don't check baggage when they go on planes. They don't
Oh, yeah.
X-ray them.
Well, I've
They don't
told
do
you.
nothing. They just throw a package. They just throw a suitcase in the car, in the airplane. No checking at
Really?
all. Yet they check your stuff when you walk on.
Not necessarily. The last time I flew back from Vegas from the convention, so this would be sometimes because I've driven out there the last time, I bought a letter opener. It's about 6 inches long, razor sharp on the blade portion, and then there's a heavy glass counterweight on the other side. And it's in my carry-on. It's in the box, but it's in my carry-on. And of course, it goes through the metal detector, and they're like, "Do you have anything in there?" I'm like, "No." Oh, shoot. No, no worry. I got plenty of time. You've got the post office right over there. I'll just go mail it back to myself. It's no problem at all. Sorry, I completely forgot I had it. And they're like, "Oh, that's okay."
Well, that's carry on though.
Hmm.
Talking about
A
like the one that goes up,
six
in the luggage.
inch razor blade in carry-on is not okay.
Of course not.
But they didn't care. They're like, "Yeah, just go ahead, take it on." But okay. But that was, and the lady before me was not given the same privilege. And if you want to guess what her skin color was, you can go ahead and guess that. And I'm thinking, I'm fine with mailing it. It'll get there. It'll probably get there in 2 days. And concerning how bad airport delivery is of luggage, it'll probably get there before my luggage will get there. This is when I was still in Chicago. They're like, "Nah, that's okay."
In the
Okay,
future, we will travel faster than the speed of light. You will have to lose your luggage beforehand.
yeah. Chicago's an interesting place if you're checking luggage.
At O'Hare.
Yeah.
Will you see the luggage again? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. No,
I
not
always
always.
I always love that about whenever you would see Michael O'Hare
Hmm.
at the conventions, and he would talk about how because he lived in Chicago,
Did he really?
and he would have to book his flights, and he's like, and they would always mess with him. That what's your name, sir? Michael O'Hare. I'm sorry, sir. What was your last name? Michael O'Hare. I'm sorry, O'Hare. My hair. Oh yeah, sure, sir. Yeah, O'Hare. Okay.
Well, yes. It could be worse. I mean, what was the original name over here? Orchard. It was Orchard. Orchard. In case you ever wondered why O'Hare is abbreviated to ORD, it was named for Orchard. It was a little teeny tiny airport. Mr. Dave says my ship loadout is fantastic. Yes, it is. I'm glad that's working so well.
There's several of those air terminal abbreviations that I noticed having odd choices.
Yep.
Back when I used to do regular airline travel, and I was like, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get their designations, and they never change.
Yeah.
Well,
They're not allowed to
that's
change.
absolutely a thing. Is that once they set the designation for an airport, it's theoretically possible to change it, but realistically, you're more likely to have a new airport built next door, and this airport get demolished, and just like switch to the new airport and use that one instead of actually changing the current airport's tag.
I think it's also filing because you have to file for new designations and stuff.
And
for a lot of
everything
airports,
has
it's
to
not worth it.
change. Yeah, I mean, everything has to change because it's not just your airport. Then it's everything to do with TSA and the FAA and blah 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 blah.
You have to propagate the changes internationally.
Oh yeah.
It's not worth it.
one of the few examples I know of, forget where it was, but it was actually a merger of two airports that, for some unknowable reason, people actually built two airports adjacent to each other.
Hmm.
That and eventually, whoever owned one of them bought the other, and then just merged them into a single airport.
Which makes more
And
sense.
that resulted in changes to the codes. But if I remember right, the way that actually worked in practice was that all of the flights that were going to Airport B now used the code for Airport A, and that was really the only thing that actually changed.
So that's
It's not
not
really
so
worth
bad.
it. It's not really worth changing. Just
Yeah.
leave it the way it is. Most airports do when they change their names. Hell, look at BWI, which is used to be called Baltimore Washington International.
Yeah.
It's now called the Thurgood Marshall International Airport. But they never changed the
It's the
BWI because
Thurgood
going there.
Marshall Airport.
Yeah, after the Supreme Court judge,
Oh, I know who Thurgood Marshall is.
because he's from Maryland,
Ah, I did not know that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah.
honored him when he passed.
That one I was thinking of though was like those were actually relatively small airports. Those weren't international airports, and like trying to figure out how to expand the airport is the reason why one of them bought out the other one. Is because it just made it easier to arrange things. Is because they were literally adjacent to each other already.
Hold on, we have a first timer in chat here. So this is Halo Red Team who says, and I quote, "Do you recommend Star Trek Online?" Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I love Star
Yep,
Trek
yep,
Online.
yep, 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 yep.
Halo Red
And
Team, I have been playing since before the game went live, as I think other people in this channel right now played it in beta too. You didn't, Marmotman,
I
did you?
did not do the
I
beta
thought you did
personally.
beta.
No, I'm one of the people who started playing before the first anniversary.
Okay.
I have one of the pre-order versions of the game, but
Ooh.
that's because I bought it at a military PX and it had been sitting on the shelf for several months. So it wasn't exactly something that I bought, when it was, brand new. It was something I picked up later.
yeah. Darkmom
Someone
loves
buy,
gravity kills. In fact, everyone here loves gravity kills. We all love it.
Yeah.
Just like Talia said.
Okay, so
I,
Halo Red.
I, I,
I honestly tell people that I have been playing this for 16 years. I took 1 week off when I was mountain climbing in New Zealand because there's no internet, and I've taken the last 2 weeks off. I have not touched my computer since for the week from July 31st through when I got home on what day did I get home? I got home on the 13th. So I took 13 days off the game, and that's the longest spell I've ever taken away from the game. That's because I went to the Star Trek convention to talk about Star Trek Online. You're on Xbox? Excellent. Xbox and PC don't cross connect, but there are a fair number of players. In fact, we talked to a lot of players who play on Xbox. I think there's
it's
some
like
advantages, but there's
you,
also some
you, li- you
advantages to PC.
you literally have to have two separate accounts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that means you have to like do like twice as much grinding, or three times if you decide you also want to be on PlayStation.
Don't. I'm going to tell you, I have 4 accounts. Do not get multiple ones. If you ever get a PC and you want to switch over, just start from scratch. If you have a character that you love, just rebuild it and regrind everything, but don't play multiple accounts on multiple systems because it is a pain.
Then
I
again,
technically have
also
two
Halo.
accounts, and I just don't bother using the second one for anything at all
Then
ever.
again, also Halo. Quite frankly, this game plays on most potatoes as well. If you got a potato PC, it probably will run it.
Yeah, it's like carefully adjusting the settings will do wonders. Although you do have certain basic limitations. Like there's a certain DX version you have to have compatibility for, but as long as you have the compatibility for that DX version, it's fine.
As long as it's the X11, you can play it. The X9's gone.
No, DS9's the best. It's so good.
No, DM,
I'm joking.
DirectX,
I'm
smart.
totally joking. I'm being a smarty pants. How many characters though on those 4 accounts? Actually, S.
Million.
No, I have been very good because 2 of the counts are now strictly for taking to conventions. Bruce Banner and Carl Pla. Those have 7 tunes on them. Yeah, Satali is about right. It's about 47 tunes, all told, and 7 of those. Hi, WC. And 7 of those are strictly for guest accounts. So I do not actively play the extra accounts when I'm not doing conventions. So yeah, 40 some active tunes. I probably need to do a few more, but I'm in the process of not enough characters.
Nah, mom needs more.
Ooh, more mysterious dark liquid. Excellent. So the mysterious dark liquid, for those who were not listening in earlier, which I'm going to try and pour here, a slightly
Yeah,
unsteady
hello.
hand. This is Prairie Dog, excuse me, Prairie Wolf cold brew coffee liqueur, courtesy of Graz. Thank you, Graz. And this is why I travel
You're
around
welcome.
the country to visit you all so I can get free bottles of liquor. Thank you.
Hey,
Spend $1,200 of gas, gets a free bottle of liquor.
if you visit Oklahoma City again, I plan on buying you some pecan cinnamon bourbon.
I'll give it a shot because this is really, really good. So, based on your excellent judgment on this one, that may be just as good.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that
need
is
to
so
get you
good.
some Texas Crown whiskey.
I've been down to Texas. I just every time I go to Texas, it's to hang out with
There's
my
a funny
weightlifting friends.
there's a funny way that this company does business. They sell Texas Crown Canadian whiskey, right?
Okay.
They they age it in Canada and then they ship it over to Texas in barrels to be bottled because there's no excise, there's no tariff tax
Oh,
on barreled whiskey.
just on the bottles?
Just if it's been bottled already.
Huh.
So they bottle it here, and then they can put that Lone Star logo on it and sell it for a good amount of
Well,
money.
there's also the whole thing where the whole like made in the USA thing will often be like made in the USA from Mexican parts. That same sort of logic will actually bypass a lot of tariffs because of the fact that you have different tariff rates on the finished good versus random parts.
Kind of. Alcohol is one of the few things that you can actually get away with that, as long as you don't bottle it before it crosses the border. Plus, also in Texas, if you slap a Texas logo on it, the shape of Texas, anything involving Texas, Texans are going to buy it.
Yeah,
So
true that. Um, Getting back to the game, because what the heck, this is a game. So is it even worth on? Is it even worth? Is it worth it even on Xbox? Yes, absolutely, Halo Red. I think the game is fun, regardless of how you're playing it. There are actually some advantages to playing it on console over PC because there are a couple things they've built in that we don't have on PC. I like the controls on PC because I only play PC games. I strongly, strongly suggest that it's a free to play game. Grab it, download it, you can get it through Steam, and see if you like it. It's not the easiest learning curve, I will tell you that. But it is a lot of fun, and there's enough good people out there who are happy to help you play it, and we'll even help you play it. Even though we're playing differently,
Oh yeah.
we're happy to help you. We want you to have a good time.
the content the same.
Yeah.
And
More
feel
or less.
free to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Ask questions because honestly, it's like, hey,
Catbox has said you can't use Steam if it's on Xbox. Thank you for letting me know that. I did not. Delisi says we get that in Australia, packed in Australia from local and imported ingredients. So I have learned something new about Steam today. Why can't you use Steam on Xbox?
different
They haven't
architecture.
opened it up yet.
Oh, okay. What
I think
the?
if it has an independent launcher, you play it on an Xbox with Steam.
Yes, Steam is exclusively PC.
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
No,
No.
it's now on Xbox too.
Oh, okay.
Or
PlayStation.
I think it's still beta, but
Oh,
if it
okay.
has an independent launcher from Steam's updates and download service, they don't allow it on Xbox.
In any case, you can download it probably from PlayStarTrekOnline.com. Steam is on Xbox testing. There you go.
Yes, they're still
There
beta.
you go, Catbox. It is on testing. Admiral Kage says, and quite correctly, you'll be hard-pressed to find someone who is not willing to help Insto community, at least in the circles I visit. Yeah, most of the people who are super negative and grumbly, grouchy, unpleasant people are long gone. If you want to go around and ruin somebody's life, go play EVE Online or something like that. If you want to have a good, supportive community, come play with us.
Oh yeah.
That's a
So,
good one.
hey, if I don't know the answer to the question, I'll be like, "Hey, Darkmom or
Yeah.
Mohawkman, can you answer this question?"
Yeah, well, that's what I was
Or
saying at the convention. Not one of us knows the entire game, but all of us
yeah,
do.
yeah, it's just so. Hey, I'm pretty decent at escort builds.
Hmm.
Uh, now, am I the go-to person for it? No, I can give you a few pointers and be like, "Hey, do this, and do this." Beyond that, go ask this person.
Well, so I have my favorite build, which is the Acheron, which is a monster, but it's a very squishy
Yeah.
monster. And I mentioned this at the convention. Somebody's like, "Let me see your build." So I pulled it up, and they're like, "Oh, why you got that console and you got that console? Why don't you get rid of that one and put that one there, and get rid of that one and put that one there? Now go see if it works better." And by gosh, it is much better. It is much less squishy. I have not gotten killed yet. Of course, I've only been home a few days.
Squishy? No, I
It's
mean they put their power reactor literally on the outside of the ship. I mean, what's the price of that?
minor detail, minor detail. Satalia says I'm good at number 5 on guillotine. True that, Satalia.
Well, one of the things that's most amusing to me about Star Trek Online is that it's not as simple as like, oh, this is good or this is bad. You have this long list of interactions between things where it's like using X, Y, and Z together might accomplish something that none of them actually does by itself.
Yeah,
And a lot of times that's actually what makes a build good, is because of the fact that it has one of those weird interactions that stacks things, and
well, that's
understanding how to make that work is not easy.
hence
Yeah, but also
somebody
I'm of the
figured it
playing
out.
style. I'm of the playing style of, are you having fun?
Yep.
Are you doing what you want to accomplish?
Yep.
Cool. Don't metagame. You don't have to metagame this game.
I mean, you
Yeah,
absolutely can,
luckily.
but you don't have to. Is kind of the
Yeah,
key point here.
Also, yeah. Also, X, Y, and Z might do really well on this particular type of playstyle ship, while it might stink on ships and playstyles over here.
And it also comes down to the way you play. So
Oh yeah,
I was saying I love the Acheron, and I run this a very similar build on my Klingon Gorn, who runs a Suliban Silic, as I do on the Acheron. The builds are very, very similar. They don't play the same. So I have to play the game a little bit differently on each one, and I find that even with all the boosts I've got on the Acheron, it's a bigger, heavier, slower to move ship, and the Silic is just like pew 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 pew. And rather than trying to stay with one consistent playstyle, I'm enjoying playing different ships, different styles, and different characters playing different styles.
But that's actually one of the most amusing things to me about the Silic, is that despite being a flight deck cruiser, it's actually very, very nimble.
It is a little teeny tiny flight deck cruiser that is fun, and not a lot of people play it.
Whereas my Odyssey turns like a land yacht. Even with
turns
our
like
CS accelerator.
If I may
Even
quote
with
Buckaroo
turn
Banzai,
rate.
handles like a brick.
Yeah, pretty much.
But back when we were doing the Foundry Roundtable, I would often joke that my obelisk turned like a space station.
Yeah.
It does.
Hey, Mom,
Yes.
can you answer my question?
Hang on, let me go see if I can find your question. Okay, if I finish the event campaign
It's-
7, when it will reset after finish this one, because I have absolutely no idea what you're asking there. Okay, if I finish the event campaign 7, when it will reset after finish this one, because after the 14 days, I have 4 days left, it will reset for the other event.
I was only wanting to know what would happen because of the Christmas event and everything after, because
Okay,
after the 4 days,
Christmas isn't usually
it'd
the.
be done.
Well, let's clarify. Are you talking about the meta event right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is only part 4 of the meta event. You've got this one, and then there will be 2 more of the meta event, correct, everybody?
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds
Okay.
right.
So there's going to be 2 more meta events. Christmas is not part of the meta event. Dave is off work. Huzzah! Congratulations!
No,
The really big seasonal events are never part of the meta.
Yeah.
Because like the summer event for the summer event ship, nope, not it. Nope.
Yeah.
Anniversary event, nope.
Those are just the
Christmas
fun
event,
events.
nope.
Those are just for fun.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is on the next major event,
Yeah.
I only have 4 days left.
Okay.
And then the old event campaign would be done
Yep.
for me.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Then
awesome.
you
What
can
Yeah.
happened after that?
take out your ship boxes.
Yeah. Just claim your boxes,
You
and
can
after.
Yeah.
still play the rest of the event and the other events to come
Yeah.
and
If
get prizes for those events.
if those prizes look interesting to you, play them. If they don't look interesting to you, don't play them.
No. This is me. My advice would be complete the events. Well, at least to get the prices. The reason why I suggest that is at
I
the
need to
time,
pay.
yeah, the stuff that the events will give you, you never know when they might be useful. The 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 reward that I use for this is the Kamarki ground set.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably not. That is one of the best
Oh yeah, absolutely.
ground sets out there. And the reason why is if you spec yourself correctly, uh, with the Kamarki ground set, you get a trigger that does that can do a decent amount of ground damage to multiple opponents.
Well, I think a lot
Yeah.
of the event prizes that we get for the meta event tend to be definitely amazing.
Yeah, it's just always complete the event.
Mm-hmm.
Is especially the meta events. So go ahead and complete them. And one of the reasons why is you complete the event, you do the 14 days. Uh, Once you do that and you keep going, you're getting dilithium, which
I know that. I was just asking because after the 14 days of this one, the next one, I only need 4 more days to get
Right.
my ship.
Right.
okay.
And then the main event thing would be full for me. What would happen after that?
Okay,
Because I
so
will only have 420.
okay,
You see
so
what
pretty
I'm
much,
saying?
yeah, pretty much once you complete the meta event, yeah, you're gonna get your ships, and it's up to you and what you want to do. Do you want to go ahead and to finish all of them to get the prizes and the dilithium? Is that what you asked?
No. On the event campaign
Right.
708,
Okay,
it would be completely full for me after the next
All
meta event.
asking. There's nothing after that.
yeah.
And then restart next time.
Ooh.
He's breaking up, I cannot
For
hear.
the,
Roboted.
the main meta event.
What did you say, Mom? You were breaking up on my end.
Yeah, no, he broke up on mine too. I was letting him talk. So, are you talking about what happens after you've gotten everything? Is there a
After I
reason?
get the 420,
Right. You
you see
can,
the 420 right there?
yeah.
What would happen after that?
Nothing.
There's no
Yeah.
Nothing.
more additional prizes other than the sets or whatever the prizes that they're offering.
Yeah.
So it won't
Yes,
for the Christmas one and the other one. The
Chri-
one
Christmas
if I still
Christmas has
finish the,
Christmas has nothing to do with anything.
yeah.
I'm only
Uh,
saying.
the summer event, the winter event, the anniversary event, have pretty much is unconnected to the meta events. Uh, and also, once you complete the meta event, uh, continuing to do the events related to the meta event will give you nothing special, except for whatever the prices are. So,
Just about the
yeah, yeah. So pretty much the only advantage is once you complete the meta event, to continue by keep going is one, you'll get the prices for whatever event that specific event is, be it be it equipment or ship or whatever, uh, or and deliver more.
So
That's all.
I'm gonna complete this event in like 10 days or something like that. Yeah, about 10 days. When I do that, I will have earned all the rewards. However, I will not have earned the rewards from the featured event, which apparently is.
That's what I'm talking about. Feature event. Oh no, not the feature event. The event campaign.
Right, I know. Right, so
Yes,
there
once you're done with the
is.
event campaign, the event campaign ends,
Right.
So I won't
and then
get
it
no more
resets for
points
next
for the
year.
next one.
Pardon?
You're not going to get any
So
more
it
points.
won't add the points I get for like
No.
from the other the other 10 days I have from this one to next year.
You
It
won't
won't
get.
add
No,
them.
No,
no.
No. You will
Yeah,
be done with
yeah,
the event. The only reason to
the
continue
point.
to play the event is because of the event, not the meta event, but the demon hunting event has rewards.
The
I
event campaign, once it's you only get a set amount of points per featured event for the for
for
the event campaign. You can't
for
gain
the
any more event points by continuing to keep doing this the
yeah.
event.
So pretty much once you complete the meta event for the year,
Yeah,
is anytime you continue to do more TFOs for that year, you're not getting points for. Yeah, is pretty much you're asking, can you bank points for next year, right?
yes,
No.
because
no.
and no you didn't. All right, I was just asking because I began it when the next meta event is up in
Yeah.
4 days of the next meta event. That what I was just asking.
Okay, once.
Okay. So,
Let me see if I can explain that. You do the meta event, you get to the 4,200 points, you are done with the meta
Yep.
event, claim the boxes. You don't have to claim the ships, but claim the boxes. However, the featured event, this time it's called Demon Hunting, is going to continue. And once you've claimed the reward from that one, which is, let's see, a vanity space set and some other TFO prices, once you complete that, you're going to continue to get dilithium. So it's going to run like a regular event. To complete the event, you get dilithium. So there is a reason to continue to play the meta event. You're not going to get anything more in the meta event, but you're going to continue to get stuff in the regular event and in
I
once that's done and in dilithium.
and once you complete the meta event, pretty much it resets every year on New Year's Day. So
I
yeah,
By the way,
so pretty much
that's for PC. For console, the calendar's a little different.
yeah, but still, pretty much once you get the meta event completed, it will reset whenever they start event one the following calendar year.
Yeah. And obviously, they won't have
2010.
a new event on day one. Usually doesn't come out to. After the winter event.
2010.
Let's see. S. Vaughn, which legendary bundle were you looking for, pray tell?
Me?
No, S.
No.
Or he talking to you?
It's only
Well,
16,000 was his comment, so I'm going to look real quick here.
That's
Oh, the legendary
that's
NX
about
Enterprise.
$160.
Well, if you've got the money, it's amazing. I don't have that money at the moment. All my money I got left in Las Vegas. Or lots of my money got left in Las Vegas.
You know, the whole thing with Paramount pulling licenses for games
Mm-hmm.
is kind of scary when STO's involved because, you know, you spent so much time on this and then they decide to just pull a license, pull their license or let it go run through and then not renew it and then we're going to do something else. I mean, just come on, we've had two Star Trek games that have had their license pulled in the past year.
Which one's got the license pulled?
One was Vengeance, and the other one was that Star Trek game that Paradox made. But
did they get the
one
license
that
pulled, or did
people-
they just close it down? No, because it's still playable, isn't it?
There was that one game where we had like everybody
Legacy.
like playing it on streams for like a month, and
Yeah.
then it just like imploded.
You know, the worst part is Paradox could have done something better. They could have taken one of two almost complete total conversions of Star Trek for Stellaris and just hired them to do their game.
Yeah.
It would be a heck of a lot more popular.
We've had that chat.
Because, yeah, I'm a little mad about stuff. Because of how engrossing the mods are compared to the actual game. It was like a
there's
washed down
reasons
version.
for that the corpos value that players don't, and
I gotta say, the way that Paramount hands out the licenses for the games, there's always a game out there, but they're not usually very good games. So
it's because the corpos want to be able to control everything, and that kind of kills creativity.
Mar, if you've played Paradox games a lot, you know how Paradox works. They make and when the game first comes out, it's engaging, it's fun because their Star Trek version was engaging and fun.
It was.
It was very basic. And then over time, they come out with DLCs that are $15, $20 every year, and they just make it more and more complicated, more and more detailed, and more in depth. Look at Stellaris. Look at Hearts of Iron 4. You can't even play complete Hearts of Iron 4 without paying $280 some in DLC.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good plan.
Paradox is really bad about that. They did that with the Vampire the Masquerade game that has nothing to do with their other game.
Well, that reminds me of the whole I forget what it was, like some sort of online game that's about model trains where it actually has a world record for the highest total buy-in value to actually have all of the DLC for the game. It literally has several $1,000s worth of DLC because of the fact that they have 1,000 different trains in the game, and buying each and every one of them is a separate microtransaction or something.
God, that truck simulator game that's got every single country by now in DLCs. Yep. Jeez.
I think it might actually be called Train Simulator, now that I think again.
So Halo is asking if I play other games, and I don't really. I play STO primarily. We're on in the morning with it. We're on in the evenings with it when I'm home. Which obviously I'm home, by the way, but I won't be home Wednesday. We'll be home tomorrow.
Well, one thing that I've learned over the years is that there's a lot of games in the world that are actually good and fun to play, and I don't have time to play them all.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sad,
I only
but
just started playing Helldivers 2 last week, and I bought that game 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's...
Are you ready, Mom?
For what?
For your TFO?
No.
All right.
It's Operation Riposte. Does anybody want to play Operation Riposte tonight?
I could.
Okay. Fine.
I
Fine. We'll play Operation Riposte.
Uh,
I don't even see you here, Mar Hawkman.
yeah, I'm not logged in right
Oh.
I was logged in like 20 minutes or 30 minutes ago, but that
Why
was
not?
We're so busy chit-chatting.
Why not?
Graz, you in?
I had no idea. Of course,
Sure.
it was on Xbox.
What's the hell, you in for a little operation? Okay. And we'll wait for Mar Hawkman since he said he'd be here.
Yeah, Paradox
Yeah,
Games
oh
was
yeah,
really
going
bad
back
about
to
DLC.
going back to Gravity Kills. I actually have certain builds set up
There-
that where I could basically just like thumb my nose at the quantum singularity.
Oh, the last couple of times we've played, we have just wrecked it. It's been great.
Because like there are certain methods that you can use to increase your movement speed to the point where the quantum singularity is basically an inconvenience.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, the last time we played, I don't know if no, it was a random. It popped up as a random, but we had somebody big, maybe what's a Howler Graz or somebody who went over and took care of the J. Somebody else just went and defended the base, and the remaining 3 players just would be bopping in and out of there picking up the particles. It was a gem. Worked beautifully. Is everybody in?
But it's love bugs are everywhere.
Oh, it's just us, isn't it? What are we playing? Operation Riposte.
Well, I mean, we got a full team, so hey.
I'm doing this private, so it's not going to wee woo.
You're
What? Pop up.
gonna have to make up your own wee woo.
Yes.
Task force assembled. Join channel match.
It's as close to wee woo as we're going to get. Yes. Now that I'm home, I'm going to clean the gosh darn inventory. I promise. I promise I will clean my inventory. I was looking at it early going, yeah, I did get rid of one thing. I sent my son one of my ships. And then I thought, you know what? I'm probably going to just open up one of these boxes and win the, what is it, the Narada? And, you know, then I'll be fine. And did I?
Oh, yeah, that is one of those things where it's like, that I would kind of like to have.
I wouldn't mind the Narada.
You know what, Darkmom?
Yes.
The other, I remember like the 3rd or 4th day I was hanging out with you guys and watching y'all play and everything. I went and played on DayZ, and there was this dude. The server that we had that I was playing on had cop cars that actually had lights and sirens, right?
Oh.
But the sirens mod, you know, had part of it broke one day because of an update, right? So one of the admins was running around, you know, in the car going wee woo over voice chat. Died laughing.
I was watching a YouTube of a trumpet player who was standing in his front yard making the wee woo sounds from the cop cars as the cop cars went by.
Out to the top end.
Oh, Burger King commercial. How dare you? I'm not allowed to go out and eat anymore. How dare you give me a Burger King commercial?
Nope, no Burger King for me. I was really good. Tried to eat
I made a new rule. I can't go out and eat anymore. I have to make my own food because, you know, health reasons.
That's always
And
good,
Burger
yeah.
King and all my ads on YouTube and Twitch are now like food ads.
Of course they are.
You know, fast food places. I'm like,
So something
that's the devil.
heard because I'm driving a lot. Obviously, I'm driving a lot lately. It's something called food noise, where your brain can only think about what you're going to eat whenever. And it's so true. I'm so fixated when I'm driving it. Oh, I'm going to stop up here and I'm going to get myself a whatever. And it's all I can do is to think about food.
Mm-hmm.
So Tali says, had a great business idea, open a donut stand by the police station.
Funny thing about, actually, now that she mentioned that, now that she mentions that,
yes.
the Dunkin' Donuts franchise in Baltimore literally has one across the street from every single police precinct in Baltimore City.
Smart people.
and they're packed all the time.
I believe it.
They
A lot of people do their
rob.
do their Craigslist trading there
Oh, well, that's a brilliant
because
idea.
right across the street from the cops, and
Yep.
the cops are there too, probably.
They would never did rob.
Probably
Well,
not. No.
actually, do you know why there's a myth on cops and donuts?
I don't know the origin of it. No.
Okay, so from I think it was today I found out did the kind of the origin of it.
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Pretty much, cops were needing a good place to go do paperwork.
Oh.
And they didn't want to go back to the precinct.
Sure.
So the these donut places were not really open per se, but they they let the cops come in and sit down and do their paperwork, and pretty much the cops would scare away
Oh, sure.
most of the idiots that would be doing the robbing. So it's like, hey, it's a win-win. Cops get a place to sit down, get some coffee and maybe a donut. And the upside to the donut place is, hey, you get free security.
Hey, who's gonna run Planet?
Plus,
I
they're
will.
one of
Okay.
plus plus they're one of the few places that are open open at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
There is that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So in other words, yeah. So in other words, it's free security for the donut place, a place to sit down, get something to drink, get
Guaranteed
something a snack for the cop. So it's kind of a win-win for both
Yeah.
people.
What was that? Was it RoboCop 2 that did that joke in the beginning
Yes.
of the movie?
That sounds like a
Yes.
Robocop
How's it feel to
joke.
be a rocket scientist?
No, okay. I don't think it was precisely a donut place. I think it was a diner, but
Yeah, something
still,
like that.
yeah. But
Well,
still,
I
yeah.
think the guy was
the
eating a
same
donut.
logic applies to diners. Is that the cops sit down and relax for a few minutes while doing whatever stuff.
Yeah, the cops gets to sit down. You're right. It gets to sit down, and it's like, hey, free security. Uh, and and the thing is, the eating establishment gets a paying customer that happens to provide
Security.
a deterrent to idiots.
Oh yeah, I went to rob a Dunkin' Donut. Oh man, the cop next door. I would rob it anyway. Those type of idiots.
Let's see. Halo Red says, I get bored when I try to play a full game of Stellaris. I have never played Stellaris. I don't think I've played Stellaris.
I have, and I usually stop about halfway through the game.
Also too nowadays with all the with all the DLCs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into like owning half of the galaxy, you're sitting there in pause for like a good hour trying to get stuff done because there's so many colonies and planets and populations and shipyards, and you're just like, what the hell?
Well, I'm watching YouTube a lot lately. Hi, Huzzah. How are you doing? Can't agree with that explanation of cops and donuts. I'm sorry. It is a theory. We could be wrong. It does make a lot of sense, though.
Plus, a lot of them got a lot of them got free coffee and donuts too. So everybody started naturally gravitating towards them.
Yeah.
Stereotypes are real sometimes.
Yeah, just on that for a moment, one of my fellow students in martial arts, and her husband owned a restaurant, and they were more than happy to cover lunches, breakfasts, and dinners for cops, and the cops had a policy where they could not receive anything for free from people in town. But they could be charged $1 for a full meal.
I never took no for an answer.
We kind of screwed up a little bit because like this one side over here, people just we didn't need to protect it from the missiles. It was the
I'm
battleships.
protecting Alpha.
Um,
I'm just standing here protecting Alpha. So you guys go worry about Beta and Gamma.
Yeah,
I'll just take care of this one.
only
Swifty
arc-
says the only
I'm
arc I
taking-
will not play is Jaula Discovery. But Jaula Discovery's got some good story in it, though.
No,
So
no,
Is one of
won't.
those characters where I'm like, I get the reason why people want to like this character, but I don't.
Mom, you know why too?
for Jaula's Discovery, I don't know why. Jaula's Discovery
The
is...
first episode.
I don't remember which one the first episode is. I mean, I can guess why, but
Yeah, you understand why I'm not doing it.
I'm sure. Let me get back to that. Lexer's the convention was interesting. Don't think I'm gonna go back to being a vendor at a convention in the foreseeable future. Unless something remarkably changes. Yes, it's ungodly expensive. I mean, so booth,
win the lottery.
yeah. Booth, electrical, internet, computers, transportation, food, gasoline, and everything else. For me, call it $15,000.
Yeah. So next time you're going to go as a fan, then, right?
It's a little bit cheaper as a fan, yes. Especially if you don't stay there, and especially if you don't buy a ton of stuff. I haven't seen.
I'll just be staying in.
I will
nice-
see the
nice
next
car.
3 episodes of Strange New Worlds this Friday. By the way, if people want to watch us for episodes 3, 4, and 5 of SNW, we will do that Friday evening for the watch party.
What time?
I don't know. I got to figure
Normal
that
time?
out. I
And
will,
we gotta connect
Alright.
with some of the Euro player,
Yeah.
like
Taz
Watts
and
and-
Chris and
Taz
yeah.
and Chris too. Yeah.
Halo
Just
Red-
because they're like 6-7 hours ahead of ahead.
Yeah.
About 7-8 hours now.
Halo says
This-
I'm
ahead of
starting
us.
my new game on Star Trek. I'm like,
Greetings
yes.
from the future.
Hello, future man. Will you be available Friday in the middle of the night?
Presumably so, yes.
The most amusing thing I've ever seen people do for a collaboration online is having people from Texas, people from Germany, and people from Australia get together in the same stream.
Oh yeah, that's a good combination of people who are not awake and paying attention.
Honestly, yeah, pretty much. Because we actually have a guy in Hawaii on our DayZ streaming.
Oh,
I'm in
nice.
Texas, and British Psycho's in England.
Well, typically we've got
It's hard.
Cliff, Chris, What's Hell, Taz, and then a bunch of Americans.
It's usually weekends that we can pull that off because 12, 15-hour differences. Yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday, if I really be Sunday for the rest of the people.
Yeah, exactly. Or heck, it's like watch one of the other series I used to watch for STO, Cal Tip and Mike, when he lived in Australia. He'd be streaming at like 1 a.m.,
Yeah.
but it's like the middle of the day over there.
Yep.
I miss hearing those birds, those wild birds he had outside his house. They're like little parakeet things, parrot things. You could hear him the whole time he's streaming.
If WC is still on, he can tell us what the birds are, because I don't remember. Lexer says, I read online about the drama and extra being the scenes drama, extra behind the scenes drama, including Russ and Picardo dunking on fans for disliking recent iterations of the IP. Yep, I'm sure they were.
Those two, I would not be surprised.
Yep. For the
They've
most
given-
part,
Headlong into the left.
yeah. For the most part, the actors tend to realize which side of the bread is buttered, and if they have their own political opinions, they tend to STFU when they're with fans.
Yeah. I mean, they all have their causes. They all have their beliefs.
Of course they
and
do,
They realize
and they
that
are entitled to them.
they have to get paid.
Yeah.
In the long
But
run.
smart actors will realize that the audience has the right to hate them.
Yep. And honestly, we vote with our wallets. We all do. Them too.
How many times people how many people don't like Delancey for no specific reason?
But I will tell you that while I was there, I didn't see any of them doing anything or saying anything. What bothers me a lot is both Disparu and Nerdrotic were there, and I didn't see either one. And I've seen Gary there a couple of times. I was so bummed.
Wait, uh, this was in the U.S.
Yeah, he was in the U.S. He was at the convention.
Huh.
Did
Interesting.
he
He
for
got
a
his
visit?
picture taken with the guy who plays Caleb or Jaden. I can't remember which one in Strange New Worlds. Or sorry, in SFA. And the guy, the actor, is looking at him going, "Do I know you?" And they're like, you might have seen my face." And it kind of clicked in the last moment. They were. Though they both seemed to be very adult about it and took the picture, took the money, and left.
He has
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fake,
because like
he has a fake pass. Doesn't seem to
Disparu
be
was one of those people who I was thinking of when I said that thing about having like Europeans, Australians, and Americans in the same things. Because like he lives in England, so you know he has an interesting time zone.
Yep. So now that we've discussed STLV and Star Trek Online wasn't taken badly. Nobody said anything bad about it. But at the same time, it wasn't the hit that it was last time we did that. Hey, I'm not going to tell you to like Nerdrotic or not. That's totally on you. That's absolutely what you do. You vote with, in the case of Nerdrotic and Disparu, you vote with your up and your down votes and not paying attention to them. I'm not going to tell you. I have met Nerdrotic before at conventions. And we didn't
I
chat
don't know
about
who that
anything. You don't know who Nerdrotic is?
I don't trust. I really don't watch readers that much.
He's
You're like the only one.
He does a lot of pop culture commentary
Thank you.
on YouTube.
That's what I wanted to say.
Well, that's probably why, because I don't pay attention to pop culture.
Then no, you probably wouldn't be aware of him. I like Disparu because I like his his movie reviews for the most part. I don't always agree with him, but I think he's fairly honest with them. That said, and completely back to Star Trek being not as well represented as it could have been at STLV, I'm thinking about doing what we did during COVID and doing a Star Trek online convention, inviting a bunch of YouTubers and Discord and Twitch people, and see if everybody wants to do like a 3-day convention. Everybody take a 3 or 4 hour chunk of it. Invite the devs to come in and talk to different people at different groups, as fits their schedules, and just pass it from one content creator to the next and around. So those of you who can't go to conventions can have the convention come to you. And who's that in terms of YouTubers and things you don't like? There's a bunch I don't like that my son adores, and we have discussions about it. But one of the things I love.
To be honest, there's several of them where it's just like their presentation style is something that one person might find annoying, even if they don't actually like hate what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, the style of presentation. There's one lady who I love her content, but her presentation style is like nails on a chalkboard. I can't do it. Just cannot pay attention to it. Nerdrotic is a right-leaning pop culture commentator on social media. He is best known for being vocal against the MCU and the message. Well, the MCU was garbage lectures.
Well, it was good. It was good until the middle part, and then it just all went downhill.
I'm sorry. What was good about the MCU? Not the MCU.
Oh, I like the MCU.
No, the MCU is different. The
My
MCU, when they started doing some of that horrendous stuff they were doing. No.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought you just said it wrong. Okay,
no.
my bad. No.
No. I'm being very precise in my language. I don't know what they were thinking at Marvel, but no.
Not all that much.
Nope.
There are many occasions where you look at something, it's like, I wonder what they were thinking, and then you kind of naturally come to the conclusion that it was malice simply because of the fact it's like, well, what else makes sense?
You know what the strange thing is that it seems like with all of it, MCU, Star Wars, Star Trek, all the new stuff, there's glowing gems in there. It's just few and far between.
See, here's the thing: is that when you have people who are actually talented writers, and just like tell them to write something that they think is good, you will get things out of it that are actually, worth watching. It's just that a lot of the time the, production staff tells them what not to do, and the production staff basically wants them to make garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that, like with the MCU, like for instance, Moon Knight was really good.
Like,
WandaVision was okay in the beginning, and then it just kind of spiraled out of
Yeah.
control
well,
when
Yeah.
they hired new writers.
one thing that I personally did a rather in-depth analysis on and published a series of videos on YouTube that you can watch if you want to listen to me talk about this for several hours, is they did that Star Wars The Acolyte TV series.
Oh God.
One of the
Let's not talk about
problems
that.
that had was that
It
they were
existed. The problem it
literally
had is it existed.
they were literally rewriting the scripts on a daily
Yeah.
basis. Trying to have coherent plot when you rewrite the scripts daily, that's just insane. Also, it massively jacked up the production timetable and cost because they literally shot so much footage that they could have made 2 or 3 TV series, because they literally got in their first run of filming things to the final episode. Then the person who was the lead, whatever, producer on the show decides to rewrite the entire thing to take the character that they were planning to originally introduce in the finale as the big reveal in the ending, and rewrite things to put him into every single episode, and then have the big reveal be that the heroes now know who he is.
Are you talking about Timu Ezra Miller?
No, no,
No.
this, well, uh, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like they have the guy who is the, like, not a Sith guy who is like the big bad in the show, and it's just like, why?
Okay, so
Realistically, one of the issues with it was just that they just didn't have a proper
okay, the male actors they had in there was Manny Jacinto or Jacinto. He was Timu Ezra Miller, and he was what was his name in that one?
Kimir,
Kamir, thank you.
which is
And
technically an alias, so we don't actually know what his real name is, but whatever, close enough.
and then the other one who was good was the guy from Squid Games,
Oh yeah,
Lee
The
Jang
Korean dude.
Jae. He was
which
good.
the
Actually, the
scariest
two of them were
part
pretty
about
good.
that is that prior to doing this, he didn't have the ability to act while speaking English well enough to actually do any TV roles. So he
I
actually
don't think
learned how to act while speaking English for that project.
Which is why you get kind of
his character
his character was good. Actually, the two male
very
characters I thought were pretty
one-sided.
decent. But they
Yeah,
were better
very one-sided.
than the other actors. I mean, the whole script was one-sided.
And,
If
and,
this
and,
Yeah.
and then you have that I'll think here, the
There was
girl
no
who
third
played
dimension in this story.
the girl who played X-23 in the X-Men movies.
Daphne Keene.
Yeah, Daphne Keene. The Padawan that she played, that was a good character too. It's just that
She gets
one of the
killed.
things.
Sorry, and I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody. She gets killed. Don't
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, and it's like halfway through.
Oh,
It's been
Um,
years now, Mom.
what about
You
What
spoiled.
about Carrie Ann Moss?
Wasted,
Yeah,
completely
totally
wasted.
wasted.
But like with Daphne Keene's character though, is that if you pay close attention to it, you can actually see what
The
year
soul
the
leaving her
scenes.
body as she delivers this dialogue. I'm sorry.
No, like if you look closely at it, you can tell which year it was because of the fact that she was involved with this project at just the right time in her life that she can visibly age.
Wow.
Like you can see her going from being like 16 to 18 in the various episodes, and you can actually like see her like visibly being older in certain scenes because of the fact that they spent so much time reshooting everything that
Wow.
she actually got 2 years older while working on it. And being in her late teens, she actually changed in her appearance significantly.
Wow.
But I mean, doesn't help when the character itself is just very.
I mean, there were characters in there that we wanted to like. Please let us like these characters. Give us a storyline. Don't make us. I mean, I watched all of it with Id because Id was living here then, and I got so angry at points I just left the room. Ugh.
Well, yeah, because like Daphne Keene's character is actually involved in one of the most bizarre plot paradoxes in the show, which I personally suspect is something that existed because of how often they rewrote the thing. And I think that the finished version of it is actually a Frankenstein monstrosity
No, it's
that
definitely a
where
monstrosity.
they cobbled together a TV series that was assembled from scenes shot using several different
Well, that
scripts
kind of makes
that
sense.
didn't necessarily like match, because like one of the things that happens here is that Daphne Keene's character is this, lawful good paladin kind of person who she is here to arrest the person who is breaking the law and stuff. And in one scene, this person is like, okay, fine, I'm turning myself into the Jedi. I will go back to
Yeah, right, right.
Coruscant and blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as the Padawan tries to arrest her, she fights her for it. It's just one of those things. It's like that doesn't make
I
sense.
just assumed it was
Um,
terrible story writing. Didn't.
well. That's what I was saying though. Is that the reason why that happened is because of the fact that those two different scenes weren't part of the same script.
That makes a lot of sense. If if I remember correctly, she said that she was either signed for or doing Deadpool and Wolverine while this was going on, and she couldn't say anything about being in Deadpool or Wolverine
Hmm.
because that
Oh yeah,
was
because
yeah,
everybody was on a quash on that one.
yeah, and especially if you consider when she comes on the scene in that one, it's like everybody else says, it's it was a great scene. That was a
Can't
great
wait
few
for the fourth
minutes.
one.
I understand that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be in the new
Avengers
X-Men
Doomsday.
movie.
Like Avengers Doomsday is one of those weird things where they're like putting every actor that's
Okay,
like
no, no.
not dead yet from the MCU and the Fox
I
X-Men that they
so do
can.
not want to watch that. Everything I've seen from the trailers is
Even if
just
they
like,
are dead,
ugh. Yeah, they
even if they
find a way to
even
bring
even
them
if
back.
their character
Like
did die, they're still coming back.
It's
it's the script writing equivalent of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if any of it sticks.
yeah. No, it just looks awful. Maybe it'll get better. I'll wait to see what the first reviews of people who actually see it say, but I'm not particularly interested. Hi, Darth Mac 92, who is rating with a party of 5. Welcome aboard. Welcome to I'm back from Star Trek Las Vegas at last. At last. That was a long drive. That was a very long drive. Sadly, the first day on both of them were 11-hour drives, and it's just like, no, why did I do this?
Should have brought somebody with you to drive
Well,
half the rest, half of it.
I wanted to see Graz, and I knew it was 11 hours, so I left at 5 in the morning, and then well, we had rain for the first hour and a half. The rest of it was pretty good, so I got there on time. That was nice. On the way home, I think I left Vegas at like 5 and pulled into not Denver, but outside of Denver about 5. So not a lot of stops on that one. And then the other 2 days were kind of it's been a long road getting from there to here. Oh, so true, Lexers. It was a long, long road.
But you had faith, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You had faith.
I had faith of the heart.
You know what it partly is too, probably because the drive there wasn't probably as bad because you're excited to go, but now that you're done, you spent all that energy, and then you're like, crap. Now comes the 3 day drive.
Thank you, Darth Mac. We are having a fine stream, but we're so glad you joined us for it. Yeah, no, the first day, I really just wanted to meet Graz. I had not met him, and I was so looking forward to it. And then the second day was to go see Mr. Dave, and that's a good drive. It's pretty flat. It's pretty boring, and knowing I'm going to go see a dear friend was amazing. And then the last day, I had deadlines because I had to be at the hotel at 4, and I had to be at the convention center like 5 minutes after that. So that was, yeah. Well, because we only had 5 hours for setup the first night, and then I had to go pick up Board King the second day, and that's an adventure drive to go out and get him. Fun though. So he lives north of Vegas, and to get to where he lives, you have to pass through the Virgin Gorge, and you're coming out of the high desert, and all of a sudden you are between these two enormous bunches of rock. And it's just the 4 lanes of highway going through them and steep drop offs on either side. And it's absolutely gorgeous and terrifying. And then I get up to where he is, and I can't find him because I kind of forgot where he lived, and Google sent me in the wrong direction. Back to Vegas, finished setup, which went till 5. They threw us, no, 4:30. They threw us out, but not enough time to go home and change clothes. So we hung out for 30 minutes and then went right back in and started the convention. So that night, after I
Dang.
dropped Board King off at his hotel, so he could get checked in, I got myself a sandwich and a drink, and I was sitting in my hotel room, taking a bite of the sandwich and falling asleep with the food in my mouth. No, no, gotta eat the sandwich, gotta eat the
Wow.
sandwich. I was so exhausted, and that takes a
Wow.
lot out of you to do that. And I hid the chair so we couldn't sit down at the convention either, because otherwise we'd just be sitting there because we were tired.
Mhm.
And you might pass out then.
No, no, I needed to do that. I could fall on the floor. In fact, I was on the floor a couple of times just sitting there going, nope, I'm not going to even apologize. I'm sitting here on this floor. All
Yeah,
right.
that works.
Yeah, hey, it was fine. Do we want to do one more before I kill it for the night and go take my dogs out for a walk because they still love me, except they both left?
Do you want to do the event one?
No, I do not want to
You
do
don't
the
want to
event.
do the event one?
Does anybody need to do the event?
I know I
Oh,
do.
Okay.
oh, that's what is the current events. One of those things you can just easily pug. It's no big deal.
You can pug it if the rest of the team isn't going to report you for being AFK.
Well, I mean, it's like
Oh,
there's a
you got me.
like actually doing it because it's like it's
You
in
don't have
any
to
of the
put your
four
heart and soul into it. And
in any of the four TFOs are boringly easy. So
well, the ground one's pretty easy for Brotherhood of the Sword. That's my preferred one. Lexers, just because there's something going on in Stowe doesn't mean you have to do it 24/7. And do not point that out when we are doing the summer event next year. Nobody gets to say that to me.
Oh man.
Mark
Thank
Booth.
you, Matt.
I
Thanks,
love,
Matt.
I love
Lexers,
the
I
summer
understand.
event.
I've been playing past 2 days. I've played about a whole day worth of Division 2 because they got a 5 XP bonus
Ooh, Lexers,
right now.
thank you. Lexers has subscribed for 32 months. Thank you, Lexers. That's very nice of you. I really appreciate it. If I get like another
Matt,
150,000 subscribers, I can pay for going back to Vegas. And I will hire somebody to take all the stuff out there so I don't have to play car Tetris. But it was very cathartic when
These,
we were done because almost none of it was coming home. And it was
what
like,
about
whew,
do you have a hood? Yeah, do you have a hitch on the back of your Sentra?
I should
You
have.
could just rent like a little U-Haul one, thing, and
Swifty,
drag and carry it with you.
Mac rated me a few minutes ago.
yeah.
And I said thank you because that was
He,
very
he
nice of
knew
him.
he knew I was coming over him.
Ah.
I
Oh,
left him to be with you.
okay, so if we're going to do a event, what are we doing? And
Yeah,
does anybody else want to
follow.
join
Anything
us?
more?
Woof, 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 woof. Woof.
What is the quickest one?
They're all the same is the
Whoa.
problem. Actually, Brotherhood of the Sword is probably the fastest. Let me make sure I've got
For
some.
those?
If they know what they're
At
doing.
this point, they know what they're doing.
Oh, it's a far review.
yeah. Well, also is that all of them for the event version of them is basically just like the normal difficulty one that you can't
Yeah,
fail. So
yeah,
whatever.
it's just a matter of asking you to do it. I could join Devil's Heart. Seriously? No. No, not Devil's Heart. No Devil's Heart. I mean, I don't mind Devil's Heart. Because I'm going to do this, and then before the sun goes down, I'm going to go walk the dogs a little bit so we can all get some sleep. So we are going to do Brotherhood of the Sword, okay?
Okay.
Aye. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Weeboo.
We will.
Evo.
Lexers, why do you need this many marks? What are you doing with all the marks? So I needed marks,
You want the
Lexers, for
puffy
one
gun.
of those fleet projects, and then I looked at all these boxes of things I've got here, and I just cracked open a couple of them. The new Jem'Hadar recruits. So I currently have 300 of the purple boxes and a little bit less on the blues and the greens. So when I need to get marks, it's pretty easy. Just open the gosh darn boxes.
I've been
No, I'm not
collecting
going to
them
listen
too.
up. I do love the fact that we get to be in the shuttle. I wish we could do more things where we start in shuttles.
Right?
One thing that highly amuses me about that, though, is
No.
just the weirdness that it does to the camera.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Have you seen how much the camera freaks out in the opening cutscene?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's just. Let's see. I will switch weapons there. Okay. How do I like your dress? Looks like pants.
I
Not a
found
dress.
it. Yeah, it say a dress, but I found it.
Somebody wants to hit it.
I will, Mom.
Oh.
Internet.
Where's the second one? Oh, it's over there today.
T1.
I got one.
Darkmom over
And I
here
got
just
another.
playing her inner Jaffa.
I do like that weapon. Ooh, we didn't get it. Okay.
Just so
Second
everyone
is low.
knows, at least in the United States, all of the Stargate shows are now on YouTube free from YouTube
Oh.
themselves.
Wait! All of the Stargate shows, even the animated series,
I don't know about that one. I don't really count that one.
Somebody want
it
to try
was
it again?
weird
show.
and dumb.
Could you hit
It
it
was
again?
it just
Yep, there it
wasn't a
goes.
Stargate show.
I got mine.
I got mine.
It's kind of like Star Trek Scouts, you know, kind of has a veneer of its IP.
Yeah.
I don't mind Scouts. I think it's
Okay.
kind of cute for kids.
It's fine.
I would take another one for you.
I actually picked up a DVD copy of it
you?
somewhere and attempted to watch it and found it to be just that annoying that I never finished.
Oh.
What the show?
Oh,
The
if
Stargate
that's the rule, I find a lot of things annoying.
one? You know, I've been rewatching Atlantis, and
That's mine.
wow, look at how good it was rating wise.
To be honest, the one that I wish that I had that they had actually made more of was Stargate Universe,
Thank you.
Yeah.
because it just had
You and-
interesting ideas.
Mar, you and I are like one of the few people who actually liked the other Stargate Universe.
No, there are a lot of people who like it.
What I mean, didn't seem like it. Nobody watched it.
Oh, that's a minor detail.
See, the thing with Stargate Universe was that it came out at the time where the general popularity of Stargate as a whole had been going down.
Everyone was also kind of mad too that they never finished at Atlantis.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah, by that
There's
point,
a whole
it
other
was
season
tradition.
coming.
I love how we
At
all
that
went to
point,
save the
It was
Targs.
tradition that Stargate shows would end up in a hurry and get cancelled in the middle of a story.
The only one that didn't was the first one.
But it was kinda. They finished the Goa'uld thing, and then the network ordered 2 more seasons.
Yeah, so we had to have the Ori.
I got the one in the
So
forge.
we had to have
That's
the
mine.
Aurora. But then they didn't get enough quotes to keep the show running, and then that story got cut off in the middle. and we had to have that
Did it?
movie.
Did it? Because I remember they
Yeah,
beat, Morgan Le Fay finished, will be fighting at Adria
yeah, that
for
was in
all
the movie.
eternity or
They
some
made that
BS.
movie extra.
I can't get this one to trigger. Graz, can you make that one trigger?
Oh yeah, the TV
Oh,
movie. That's right, The Ark of Truth.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be honest, Arc of Truth wasn't a terrible concept. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, okay, I kind of feel like you guys have run out of good ideas.
yeah, that was a Deus Ex Machina.
The one I didn't like was Continuum.
When is The Expanse coming back or Alien Earth? I enjoyed both of them. Alien Earth. I don't remember that one.
Going to the
Honestly,
middle, Mom.
Everybody ready?
I
Well, not
suppose.
for
Got
the
it.
Atlantis home. It was
Round one.
only SG1.
one of the things about The Expanse that I personally find to be incredibly interesting is that if you talk to people who've read the books that it's based on, they actually call it a terrible adaptation.
From what I
It's
understand,
like
it's because the TV show was more science based
Yep.
than the books were.
well, okay,
That's what
so
I understand.
I am not someone who actually like read the books, but like a while back we were on a road trip with my younger brother who decided he wanted to play the audiobook version of those, and they had some like out there sci-fi ideas that even Star Trek would find weird.
Yeah, so I'm saying like it was more like the show was more science, like hard science based than the books were.
Well, it was in the beginning. It started off as hard science,
Yeah.
but then it got a little bit soft.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that the books have the veneer of trying to be hard science. It's just that when they don't feel like being hard science, they just kind of like pretend they're hard science, even when they're going full uh,
Yeah.
off the deep end sci-fi.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, hard science is hard to do and maintain and make a story wrap around it.
Make it fun to
Well,
watch.
there's a reason why the scope on hard sci-fi was always so small. And that's what the expanse kind of sort of fails at, is that they decide they wanted a bigger scope than what you
Hmm.
can actually properly do with hard sci-fi.
Yeah, it's challenging. All right, I'm gonna go walk my doggies. Let's go raid somebody who is out there in dire need of getting raided.
Captain is on.
Let's flip this back over to where it was. Yes, I hear you, ducks. I hear you. I know it's past your snack time. If I'm going to do this until 8:30 or 9, I'm going to have to bring the SNACKS up here. Ooh, Graybeard's on. We
Sure,
have not
for it.
raided Graybeard
I mean,
in a long time.
you could just like to do like a 5 minute break and then come back after your 5 minute break or something.
Yeah, I could do that. That is probably a good idea. Or I could bring it back up here and hide it. So we got Captain Spicy Pants, we got Graybeard, we got Nick NB, and we got Drakeon. Who do we want to hit?
Don't know any of those people. So go ahead.
We're going to raid Captain Spicy Pants today. All right, on behalf of everybody here at the Darkmom Consortium, I'm back. Glad you guys were all here tonight.
So the,
We will be here tomorrow night. And
about tomorrow morning.
I will be here tomorrow morning. All things speaking, stop with the barking. You guys have a wonderful evening. Give your love to Captain Spicy Pants. And I will talk to you all later.
Later, Mom.
Woof, 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 woofy, woof, woof, woof.